Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not welcome to the continuation of Drake and Josh Weekend. It's Friday. We're talking about the top 10 best Drake and Josh episodes. Yes, the best of the best. Best of the best of one of the best shows from back in the day. Okay? I ain't hear nothing. Okay? So yes, these are my 10 personal favorites, plus honorable mentions before we get to number 1. But, number 10, Treehouse. This is the season 4 episode, one of the 3 season 4 episodes I have in here. I have episodes from each season on here. So, the episode in question is, Drake and Josh accidentally use fire a rocket into the neighbor's treehouse, burning it up. And so Drake, Josh, and Megan have to rebuild the treehouse. Now, I gotta point out how Josh can build the entire treehouse, and they still have a few hours before they have their double date with twins. I don't get how that would work, but they're trying. I guess. Of course, this is infamous. Drake, where's the door hole? I'm gonna make it. Oh, really? Man, I'm gonna do it right now. Okay. Go get the power saw. All right. Oh, no kidding. Yeah. It's a stuck episode, but this is one that works because, they really can't be helped. They have Megan interfering, stopping them. It's a little frustrating, when he goes, oh, we have the power screwdriver, and Megan unplugs it. They're eating the raw hamburger, which you can't do. There's enzymes in there. You can eat that. Ugh. At one point, their plan is to put a note on a squirrel. Yeah, because when I see a squirrel, I think, I wonder if there's a note on him. Yeah, it just, and it does have a bit of a complaint, with, I think it's why it's number 10 for me. Much like with the wedding, there is no conclusion. That they try to break down the wall by running at it, but it just makes the whole treehouse fall. And it doesn't break, although falling from that height, it would break, but it doesn't. So I don't know how they got out of it. But the one thing that has always frustrated me about this episode, Drake can fit through the window hole. Both of them could. By this point, they could fit through the window hole. They just pretend like they can't. All you gotta do is you have Drake go through there. He comes out. Yeah, one of them or both of them could fit through there. Just be a way of trying to drop down or something. I don't know, but yeah. Number 9, The Storm. The Storm is another trapped one, although people don't really count it because it's not Drake and Josh trapped. It's a bunch of people. Drake's going to be performing a concert in the park. That is until a storm comes along and ruins it. Yes. Well, but Josh has invited all their closest friends and other background people we don't know to go to this concert together on a bus. So everyone is there. Helen, Crazy Steve, Craig, Eric, and 3 of Drake's ex-girlfriends. Gavin is also there. There's Lucy, who was in the Girl Power episode, and there's Christine, who we've never seen in the episode, but she's there. My guess is they couldn't get Tori to come back, because she would have made more sense. Tori Daviato, she would have made sense. Not whoever this Christine was. And his current girlfriend from the episode, Who Got Game, I forget her name. Marnie? One person who's not there is Mindy, but I don't think she and Josh are together. Josh is not even there either. But, because he's gone ahead to the venue, but it's raining now, so he's kind of stuck there. It's also underwater. Also, we see a fourth variation of Drake's band. There's a version of the band in season 1. There's a version of the band in season 2. Maybe not. But there's a version of the band in like season 3, and then there's one here. There's another version in the movie. And another version in the Christmas movie. They change all the time. They're being consistent in season 1. We'll get to that when I talk about the show. But, yeah. And I get it. Bands can change members all the time. But yeah, and it ends with them because the power goes out. And then there's a crankable TV. And you get Crazy Steve yelling at Dora, which is something I used to do when I used to watch it with my brother back in the day. You know? Which way is the map? It's right behind you, stupid. Turn around, it's right there. Or which way? Oh, not the map, but which way to the bridge or whatever? It's right behind you. Turn around. Are you really that stupid? You know. Number 8. Well, the episode ends actually with the "We Will Rock You." I thought this wasn't on Paramount Plus, but apparently it was. You can't buy it off Xbox. It started, and I'm like, this is the storm. What? Number 8, paging Dr. Drake. I kissed your wife. What? I kissed your wife. You do not satisfy her needs. We're not talking about my wife. I will talk to you about your wife. This is what it is. I will tell you something about your wife. This is what it is. Yeah, so Drake accidentally shoots Josh with a potato gun in the foot, causing him to drop a barbell on his foot. A dumbbell on his foot. So he has to go to the hospital, which he does not like. But while there, Drake decides to impersonate a doctor, which is a felony, to get girls dates. But, oh, my favorite actor ever, John O'Hurley, shows up, and I'm being sarcastic, as the doctor, thinking that Drake is Dr. Nussbaum, a child prodigy doctor, apparently. And so now Drake gets pushed into doing a foot surgery, or to do the surgery on the foot person. And Josh disguised himself as Dr. Vichy Swaz. It's a soup. To distract him, and then he can do the "I kissed your wife" thing together, but he gets in trouble. The only thing that frustrates me. So Drake's solution to get away from the doctor when the real Nussbaum shows up is jump out the window. And we cut to them just both coming home. The B plot also is Megan thinks that the guys leave the room too cold, so she messes with the thermostat, which for some reason is in Drake and Josh's room on the second floor, which makes no sense. Maybe it's just a thermostat for the second floor. I don't know. To make it so it's really cold, so much that it snows. But you see them both come back in the room, Drake has his arm in a sling, and you go, wait, they just let him go after he jumped out the window? You would have to come back into the hospital to get the sling put on. How did he not go to jail? But it's a fun episode. Number 7. That is not my job. Helen's surgery. Yes, so Helen, Josh's boss at the premiere, is having laser eye surgery. Yes. And so Josh is now the assistant manager with the gold vest, which is actually yellow, but with the gold vest and everything. But Helen shows up, and Josh now has to take care of her, and Drake is forced to come along because Josh needs a ride. And they find out she has a pretty cool looking condo because she used to be a little girl, Georgia, on the hit show Happy Times, which is not a mock-up of Happy Days, Aggressively Average, but Good Times. The set even looks like Good Times. Happy Times, just, they used happy. It's Happy Times. It's Good Times. That is not my job. Although the sister on Happy Times was not that young. In fact, wasn't she the oldest? No, JJ was the oldest. And then she was the middle child, and then Michael was the youngest. Yeah. But then Josh decides to make the worst decision of ever and leave Drake in charge. Well, he goes to get some stuff from the house. Drake leaves, leaving Helen by herself without being able to see. Loopy on pain pills, by the way. I'm Loopy the Loopy Loop. Yeah. How they're playing Dance Dance Revolution, I don't know, but or whatever they call it. So all of a sudden they get back to the condo and she's nowhere to be found. How she was able to leave the condo, I'm assuming there were stairs involved or an elevator. How she knew. Megan ends up finding her in the park. And Megan has been trying to pitch her cup of stuff idea. But for some reason, Josh says it's one thing that holds your popcorn, your soda, and your candy. And Josh says, no, we're not doing that. I'm like, but that's a good idea. You want something like that. Don't have anything like that. The only thing we really have is those combo things with like a cardboard box where you can put your pop and the popcorn and your candy and the thing. That's about it. But this is a plastic thing you can take with you. I'm assuming you could bring it back and do the refill thing for like a discounted price, right? You don't got to pay for the thing. So, I don't know. But, yeah. And it ends up that once Josh finds Helen, why he leaves Drake at the condo, I don't know. He comes back to find that Drake has started a party in Helen's condo. And when Helen can finally gets a call from her doctor, Birnbaum, yes, very close to Nussbaum, finds out she can take the off and she finds out that they're having a party there. But it was because Drake did it, she believes it was a get well soon, or for the eye surgery. I don't know. Josh, yeah. Number 6, Peruvian puff pepper. Yes, I mentioned this in my other one about how this one works, and the other one where Megan doesn't work. But yeah, so Josh is making salsa so he can win a Yatsubishi plasma TV, and Drake joins him to they can make it the salsa. Megan wants to, but they say no because it's going to go in his room, their room. But Megan then blows up their salsa, causing a mess. And when they try to say that it was Megan did it, they don't believe them. So they decide to break into Megan's room to find out the truth. And she has a little console thing behind a picture. And when they try to prove it to the parents, it's gone because she can magically make it go into the wall. Where does that wall go to? How deep is that wall? I shouldn't be doing that. My neighbor's down there. But it doesn't make any sense. But, of course, they're even in. They find out that Megan has found something to make. She's making salsa, and she's got what's called Peruvian puff pepper. Drake and Josh steal it and use it to make their salsa. And when a competition comes, they find out it's illegal because it does things that and they get disqualified, and Megan wins. And when they once again try to tell their parents that Megan did it on purpose, they don't believe them. It's a fun episode, though. I gotta put it there. Number 5. We're on number 5. Josh is done. This is the best episode of season 4. Because this episode goes places. It has some comedy, but there's a lot of seriousness to it. After Drake takes off on Josh to go make out with a girl named Kat, Drake is late for a test. Because for some reason, this teacher is allowed to just say, if you don't make it in time, I can lock the door and not let you in. which is illegal, and he would not be able to do that. But who might have questioned the dad from Even Stevens anyway? But he's also in another the Eric Punches Drake episode, and that's really only saying. But after this, Josh is done with Drake. He's had enough of Drake. He's had enough. Again, Drake has a car here, but Josh has his license too. But he can't use his bike, and he has to walk. Hey, ma'am, can I borrow your car to get to school? Can you give me a ride to school? The parents are just not in this episode, by the way, because convenience for them not to be around to ask for a ride. But yeah, so Josh is done. Drake's trying to keep going on, and he's like, but the one thing I have to criticize. So he's like, we're not friends, we're not brothers. I guess we'll be roommates until I graduate, but that's it. And I'm like, wait. In the episode Foam Finger, which we'll talk about in a little bit, by the way, Drake goes so as far as to not want anything to do with Josh. He moves out of the room. But Josh is saying he's done with Drake, but he's still going to live in the same room? That doesn't make any sense. But eventually they end up making up with 5 episodes left because Drake apologizes. I need you way more than you need me, okay? I need you way more. And they end up making up. And yeah. Number 4, Kazam. Number 1, Foam Finger. Yes, Foam Finger. I don't have criticisms for this too, but so Drake and Josh both find out that they have a connection from before their parents met. Yes, way back in the day, at a Padres game, San Diego Padres game, Drake got the last Foam Finger, and there was a fight because Josh thought that the kid, who turns out to be Drake, thumped him in the back of the head. And then it's one of those where we have a, this is what happened. No, this is what happened kind of thing. So in Josh's flashback, Drake is obnoxious and allowed 1 million girls to get in front of them, which causes there to be only one Foam Finger left. And then Drake thumped him in the back of the head. But that's not what happened. No, Drake says that there was a homeless or a dying orphan girl that cut in front of them and took the Foam Finger. And there's only one left. And Josh is obnoxious in this one. And he says, Drake says that Josh attacked him first. So you gotta look at both of their accounts though and think, oh, see something. Josh said he was thumped. Drake said he didn't, and that Josh just attacked unprovoked. So clearly, if someone thumped Josh, it wasn't Drake. If Drake thinks he just attacked for no reason. Well, they get the guy who was in charge, Lenny Spotnik, to come in with the eye patch. He used to sell the Foam Fingers, now he sells bobbleheads. I'm going to have to take a break from recording it. My throat is starting to hurt. I'll record the Sky TV episode later. My throat's starting to hurt talking about this. But it turns out Megan was the one who threw the cookie and hit Josh in the back of the head, thumped him back of the head, and caused the argument. The whole episode, they're arguing with each other and getting into fights. And then it shows them as old men. By the way, the flashback versions of Drake and Josh, Drake, pretty good. And yeah, they cast the kids who played them pretty well, but they cast the kid who played Josh to look like a younger version of how Josh looks in season 3. Not how he would have looked before. Because we know what Josh would look like as a little kid. We've seen him in all those movies, like Max Keeble's Big Move and Snow Day. But here, he looks like a younger version of now, which is not what he looked like in the Spin Big Move. Number 3, how about a hug? They're free. Grammy from season 1. And this is the best episode of season 1, by the way. And I guess Foam Finger is the best episode of season 3. Because there's no and both of the top 2 come from season 2. So Drake and Josh are being left alone in the house while Walter, Audrey, and Megan go on some trip. But they're not being left alone because Grammy is here. Yes, Josh's grandmother, played by the mom from Karate Kid. Yeah, I forgot her name, but yes, and she doesn't trust Drake for some reason. Drake really wants to go to a Rock Shock concert, but he's got no tickets, and his friends decide that they didn't get tickets either, so they're going to hang out there in the weekend. The band that disappears after this episode, this band, yes. And I like this band, by the way. But, yeah. But, so, they're going to hang out. But Grammy doesn't want him to leave the house. So they play basketball. If Drake leaves, he can go wherever he wants as long as it isn't the Rock Shot concert. And if Grammy wins, he's got to stay there. So he beats Grammy, he's allowed to go. And then his friends show up with Rock Shot tickets. Because the idiot guy got him. His name is Scotty, but that doesn't mean... Just because the idiot guy's name is Scotty means nothing. Because I portray a character named Scotty is stupid. It means nothing to me. Anyway, so they end up going to the show and find out the tickets are fake because Scotty scanned them on the photocopier. Yeah. And so Grammy has to come and pay $200 to get him out. Just him, or she get her friends too? Well, turns out she let Drake win. He doesn't believe it, and they play basketball, and he loses. Grammy brought her A game. I gotta pee, but I'm not gonna. Your face is like a ball magnet. Your butt hurts. Oh no. Your butt itches. But yeah, if Grammy wins, then if Drake wins, then it's fine, it's done. If Drake wins, she won't tell the parents. But if Grammy wins, Drake has to tell the parents himself. So Grammy wins, and he's about to tell them, but she's changed it to, I beat Drake at basketball. Haha, Grammy beat you at basketball, because she saw he was going to do it, and that was enough for her. She even gives him his $200 back, so, yeah. Number 2, an episode I already talked about, so I'm going to skim through The Bet. Yes, I said it was one of the best. There's one better. Yeah, The Bet. The Bet, as you know, because I've talked about it, see my episode for more. Drake and Josh. In this episode, Drake is obsessed with junk food. Josh is obsessed with video games. And so they make a bet to stay away from those, but various other things keep getting involved, like the game sphere. It's spherical. And Drake getting a rash, a hideous facial rash. First appearance of the next door neighbor doctor, who would be in 3 episodes. He was also in Cheap Thrills when he said that Bab was pregnant. I was eating my wheat squares. But, yeah, it's a good episode. I'm not going to go into it. You want more in depth? I was in depth with some of these. I might talk about these anyway, but go ahead and watch that episode. But, honorable mentions. Believe me, brother. Drake is dating a girl who is also hitting on Josh. When Josh tries to tell Drake, doesn't believe him. But thanks to Megan spying on them and filming stuff, they find out that the truth is she was. So, guitar. Drake wins a brand new guitar in a contest, and Josh plugs it into a faulty amp, and it explodes. So Josh has to rush to get a new one and get an autograph from the lead singer Devin from Zero Gravity. So, Honor Council, the first introduction of Mindy Crenshaw, and well, Mrs. Haver's car is found in the classroom. My car is in my classroom. Kaboom. And she thinks Drake put it in there, and he's been framed. Because his jacket's in the trunk. But it turns out it was Mindy after what is a courtroom hearing with the teacher from the Breakfast Club. Yeah. Mindy's back. Mindy's back from the cuckoo hut. It's mental rehabilitation clinic. And turns out she likes Josh. And they start dating. But Josh is afraid to tell Drake because, they hate each other. And the whole thing is she's like, why would she be mean to your brother's girlfriend? Watch the Drew Carey show. It doesn't matter if the brother's dating someone or marries someone or has the baby with someone you hate. He's going to keep going. Alien invasion. The boys convince Megan that aliens are invading their house. I'm not going to say anymore. It's a fun episode. Megan's first kiss. I like this episode. It's a season 4 episode. They pip the doodly doo, where they have to they find out that Megan is not only dating someone, but he is two-timing her. And they gotta get revenge. Yeah. And number 1, an episode that's not on Paramount Plus, probably because of copyright, The Blues Brothers. This is the best episode, Drake and Josh, for me. The Blues Brothers. In the episode, Josh is going to be a junior weatherman for his father, but due to Megan talking about a previously undisclosed problem he had when he was younger, when he would speak in public, but Twitch. The Twitch comes back, it causes him to freak out, and so he doesn't want to be around anyone. Meanwhile, Drake is performing in a talent show and is going to perform his song, the theme song, to face off with this a cappella group. However, the a cappella group steals his song, so now he needs to do his and Josh's Blues Brother routine, the Soul Man routine, and has to convince Josh to do it with him, which he refuses, but then realizes he needs to do it to help Drake out, and it works, and they win. And this is the first instance of a few instances of when we get Helen saying, Drake Parker and his band, whose names I do not know. She says it a few times during the episode, but during the series, but this is the first instance of that. Drake Parker and his band, whose names I do not know. Yeah, this is the best episode for me. I've liked it. It sucks that it's not on Paramount Plus, but it's copyright because of the Soul Man song, I assume. But, yeah. So there it is, the top 10 best episodes of Drake and Josh. I'm going to take a break from recording for now to give my voice a break before I record my series review. But what are your thoughts on this list? What's your list? Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.